Welcome back to Session 5, How to Begin a Mindfulness Meditation Practice. Let's begin by simply arriving here together. Allow your eyes to close and gather your attention in the present moment. Our attention is our most valuable resource. Allow yourself to simply arrive here in the body. Take a moment to soften the body, letting go of any obvious tension, bringing kindness and curiosity to whatever's here. Feeling your breath, receiving the inhale, releasing the exhale, and just inviting in your intention, listening deeply for why you're here, what is most important, in what direction do you want to set the compass of your heart. Taking a few deeper breaths in and out. And as you're ready, letting some light come back in through the eyes. Maybe stretch your arms above your head. Good. Welcome. So today we'll focus on how to begin a meditation practice. Just like with any other habit we want to form, we must follow a few basic guidelines. The first step, to set a clear intention, to know why you're practicing. Second, to create a space to practice that is quiet and supportive, where you can sit every day. Third, committing to an attainable goal. So often when we start a practice, we want to do it perfectly and we want to do everything all at once. But it's so important to commit to something that you know you can follow through on. You want to be able to trust your word. So I typically recommend 5 minutes or even 1 minute a day. Fourth, you have to determine when to practice. Daily practice is crucial for developing a habit, but you need to schedule it in. And often people ask me, when should I practice? While it's important for you to practice in any time that works for you, there are a few certain guidelines. One of the things we've learned in recent research is that your mood in the morning and your mood at night are the best predictors of your overall health and longevity. So, this suggests that practicing in the morning and at night can be most beneficial. And yet, often it's hard to find time to practice. We feel like there are a million other things that we need to do. It can be challenging to make sitting still a priority. I know this firsthand, especially on those days when I'm super busy and have 100 things to get done. My mind starts racing. I really should be finishing the next chapter of my book or doing the laundry or helping my son study. In these moments, it helps me to remind myself of all the benefits I'm getting from just sitting still. Sometimes I'll even say to myself, by doing this, I'm strengthening my immune system, decreasing my levels of cortisol, enhancing my empathy and compassion, increasing my memory and my capacity to learn, fostering emotional intelligence, improving my sleep quality, enhancing my relationships, boosting my vitality, and making myself a better citizen of the world. Whew. That sounds like a pretty good way to spend my time. I don't mean to imply that we need science to tell us that meditation is good for us so that we'll actually practice. You will experience its benefits for yourself. But on those days when a little reminder is needed to carve out that time, I hope my own mental pep talk helps. So again, finding a time to practice, and I recommend finding time first thing in the morning or right before bed, or both. And the final step is to remember to be kind and curious, to remember that this is a practice, it's not about perfect, and that each step in the right direction is carving out pathways that are going to make it easier and easier. So the key is to begin. So let's go through a few of these steps together, and I encourage you to write down your answers in your journal so that you have a record. The first is, what is your intention for a formal meditation practice? What is calling you at this time? So take a moment, let your eyes close. How might this be of benefit? And it could be that you just want more peace in your life, or it could be for physical health, or it could be that you want to be more present with your children or feel more meaning at work. Whatever it is, just writing that down. This is why I'm practicing right now. And second, reflect on, where will you practice? I have a little meditation cushion, a zafu and zabuton, right next to my bed. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is slip onto my cushion. So finding right now in your mind's eye, where might you practice? And you may have to try out a couple of different spots, but for now, just write down a few ideas you have. It's helpful to sit in the same space every day. And now I invite you to reflect on what your commitment is. What are you willing to take on? And again, I encourage you to set ridiculously unambitious goals. So this is not about doing it all at once, but what can you start with? Is it 5 minutes a day? Is it 1? So write down the amount that you'd like to practice. My suggestion is to try to do it every single day. And then lastly, it's helpful to look at your calendar and to schedule this in. So for now, I would like you to reflect on when you will practice. What is the best time of day for you? Again, it could be first thing in the morning or right before bed. Some people, however, like to do it in the middle of the day when they need a little pick-me-up. So maybe just writing down some ideas of when you will integrate this into your life. Good. So let's take a moment now to practice together. Letting your eyes close and just letting all of this go. Settling into the body with your spine straight and upright, but not tense, just so that your body and neck and head feel supported. And setting your intention. Bringing your attention into the present moment with an attitude of kindness. Intention, attention, attitude. Allowing your awareness to begin to fill the body. And focusing your attention on the breath. Feeling the natural rhythm, the natural movement of breath flowing in and out of the body. Feel how with each inhale you're oxygenating the body, and with each exhale, releasing stress, tension, carbon dioxide. I remember when I first heard this instruction, I was worried that my stress would be polluting the world, but what I've since learned is that my carbon dioxide is exactly what the earth needs. What all the plants and trees need to live and thrive. And then they offer me up their oxygen. So feel as you breathe how you're part of this elegant cycle of life, how you're part of this web of life from which you can never fall. letting the breath be your anchor, your ally, supporting you in being still and present. And when the mind wanders off, which it will, the key is to bring it back with kindness, to actually celebrate the moments of return. Celebrate the fact that you're home, here, present. See if you can bring 5% more kindness, 5% more curiosity. What does it feel like to be alive right now? And see if you can allow the body to soften, open, while the mind gets clearer, more present. Remembering the word mindfulness means to see clearly. We want to see clearly so we can respond with wisdom, with compassion. And when it's time for this brief meditation practice to end, simply notice how you feel. Take a moment to let the sensations, the resonance of this awareness soak in. Just like after eating a wholesome meal, you want to take the time to digest the nourishment, knowing that you are absorbing the nutrients of the present moment, and trust that out of this richness will come new answers. As Einstein beautifully teaches us, the consciousness that created the problem is not the consciousness that can solve it. Trusting that the seeds you planted will continue to grow and blossom. As you're ready, taking a deeper breath in and out, and gently allow your eyes to open, bringing movement back into the body. And see if you can bring a seamless continuity of mindful presence with you into this moment. Even as the formal meditation ends, the mindfulness continues. You can practice bringing intention, attention, and attitude into each moment of your life. So take a moment now and pause and reflect on the highlights from this session, choosing one gold nugget, one key takeaway that you want to remember, that you want to encode in your long-term memory. Pausing with it. And then if you'd like, you can write this down. I look forward to continuing with you in our next session.